everybody, this is Paul doing a little weekly video here, a little checkup, portfolio update, that type of thing. Just to kind of show, you know, kind of what's going on in any portfolio moves that I've made in the last week, why I've made them, that type of thing. So let's go into the portfolio here and see what we got going on today. Pretty nice profit today, 486. Scrolling through the portfolio since the last update, I've had JP Morgan pay out some dividends, Verizon paid out dividends, AT&T paid out dividends also, and then a few of my municipal bonds or municipal funds that I still have, like these guys, pretty much this whole little section right here, these guys. I have currently a 90-10 asset allocation because I'm still young. And then also, the only way to really get really good use out of bonds right now is to go into high risk, high yield type stuff or emerging market debt, and that's not happening. No, I'm sorry, that's not happening. So, let's see. What else have I been up to here? So, one other thing I did, I opened an IRA, Roth IRA, through E-Trade. I'll explain why I did that. I do have a 401k through my work. That's this guy on the sheet here, right here. That's that right there. It has an employee match and all that good stuff. Yeah, and kind of I'll explain the reason why I opened that and just what's going on there. I'm trying to just move this. It's bothering me. Is there another? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so I'm just so I opened an IRA basically, kind of as a reward to E-Trade. You might be asking, well, Paul, what in the world are you talking about? Reward to E-Trade? What's going on? Let me go back to my portfolio. There's one stock you're going to notice that's missing, and that stock is AMC. So Paul got out of AMC right when it was around. I got into AMC when it was at 350. $3.50. I got out of it when it was at 14.50. So that's a pretty hefty return. It's about a 400% return. I took that money, took a good bit of that money, flipped it, put it into Exxon. This is what I covered in my last video. And then what I did is I put it back into AMC, but at a higher price average of like 850. So what's going on? So like what's going on here? Basically, I don't trust the market or the people that kind of move money around in the background of the market. I think the short squeeze is probably done on GME. It looks like it's done. There's just too much going on with it right now. There's so many. You really, there's no price discovery whatsoever. It was always a gamble. Anybody who tells you it wasn't a gamble does not know what they're talking about. It was always a casino in a game of musical chairs. I mean, even when you look, everybody likes to talk about this VW chart, like, oh, VW was doing like this, and then all of a sudden it went up to 1,000. Well, yeah, what they fail to mention is that it immediately did this. you know. So with the guys who keep holding GameStop and AMC, all them, they keep telling you, oh no, we only made it to right here. A lot of people think they actually made it up here, and the reason why I think they made it up there is because when all of these different funds, like when Robinhood, all of the free ones that are famous, like Webull, all of these different ones restricted these stocks, it gave all of these guys who had short positions time to get out. So when the stocks went back down to like here that day, all of these short guys just cut their losses like right here. It's pretty clear what happened. A lot of them got out. A lot of them are still in, but not nearly as many. Or they moved their positions, or they were able to get out of their, they just moved their positions. So I don't like watching. I like having a portfolio where I can just kind of log in once a day, see that it's up or see that it's down, and be happy. I don't like having to watch stocks like that. I hate watching stocks like that. Having to constantly go on your phone every hour just to see if, oh, it has it. Because that's the thing. It's like you were literally waiting for this. But the problem is you have to keep watching it because when it gets here, it's not like some guy makes a post on Reddit and says, "Hey guys, time to sell," and everybody sells at once, and then it goes like back down to zero. It doesn't work like that because that would be market manipulation. For that's not how that SEC would have a problem with that, and then they would stop the trading all the way down. So I'm not sure what the guys were expecting to happen. I don't know. They're holding. More power to them. They're trying to send a message, I guess. They've got Congress's attention. Do I think anything's going to happen? I have no idea. If anything, they might end up getting regulated, but I don't know. It's going to be a whole bunch of theatrics. We'll know on the 9th because that's when these different places have to actually report their short interest on these stocks, like how much of a short interest is on AMC, how much is left on GMC or GME. So that'll be interesting to see. But what I've been doing in the meantime is after I got out of AMC about 3 or 4 days ago, and I post on Twitter about all of this. I'm not making a video every single time I make a stock move. There's some people that just flood YouTube with videos like that, and it works for them. Hey, more power to you. What I did is basically I took the money out and then I reinvested it. So I put it back into things like Apple. They had a blowout quarter, just destroyed their earnings. Um, you know, um, yeah. So I put the AMC money. I basically divided AMC money up in between, like say Apple, Coke, that kind of stuff. Oh, um, so I just basically took what was left. I think I did end up taking like say a $200 loss on that, but in reality, I was up 400% on it. So it kind of averages out in the end. Anyways, I was way up on AMC either way. It was a meme trade. I knew it was going to end. It was going to just basically go down at some point. And hey, you never know. It might end up going back up, but I don't know. I just don't like having to watch stocks like that. I can't stand it. So some other moves I made in the portfolio. I haven't updated my spreadsheet yet. So if you notice on my spreadsheet, VTRS is still on here. This right here is a spin-off company from Pfizer. When Pfizer split off their generic brand and merged it with Mylan, that's Mylan. When they merged it with Mylan, you got these guys right here. They have not had a dividend. They were supposed to announce a dividend, and they still have not announced a dividend. I am done waiting on VTRS to announce a dividend. I am so tired of waiting on these guys. I made 133 in capital gains on them. If you notice this number right here. Basically, I took the money, flipped it, and put it into, what did I put it into? I was going to update this today. So these are your transactions. So these are the dividends I paid out. You see this is me selling the AMC right here. So today's the 4th. I sold it 2 days ago. You see, sold AMC right there. This is what I bought that day. AWF is basically like a small business lender. They lend money to small businesses. This thing actually dropped hard last March. They basically lend money to small businesses. If you ever look at their portfolio of companies, it's just like Bob's Repair Shop in like Tennessee, that kind of stuff. I put 11 to XOM. This is just so I can catch the X dividend date. If you don't know what the X dividend date is, so if you get in basically, I believe if your money is settled in the account on like with the company, it's settled, which is a 2-day clearing or settle time. So if you're in before the X dividend date, basically you get paid the dividend for however many shares of that company you own. I can show you where the X dividend date is. It's if you look up a stock, it says X dividend date. So whenever I try to, like if I ever have money that just gets freed up and I'm like, where should I stick it? I look at price, like what the price of a stock is. And then also I look at what the X dividend date is. So if it's cheap and the X dividend date's coming up, not only do I get it cheap, and then I also get in before the X dividend date, so I get more of a dividend payout less than a month later. Because the X dividend date is, depending on the company, is normally a month before. So if you ever look at European stocks, they only do like dividends every 6 months. That's how they work though. So anyways, what did I do today? I got rid of VTRS. This is me getting rid of VTRS right here. I already distributed the money into Microsoft. This is another company I just had a complete blowout quarter. Um, and they also came out with their new product, so I put some money into Microsoft. I'm trying to build up a little position in there, and also in Apple. I sold the rest of my Southern company because I don't have a margin account. I actually have like a cash account. Um, I have to hold the stock for 3 days. I got rid of all of my Southern company except for those 3 shares because I have to wait 3 days from the day it settles. That's another reason I didn't like riding the GameStop and AMC roller coaster because it's hard to get off. And if I try to like buy it and then sell it immediately, I can get my account suspended. It's one place that people actually listen to the SEC. So I took money out of VTRS, dropped it into Microsoft, dropped it into XOM, and then bought one more share of PFE, Pfizer. Pfizer just has a monster dividend, so I'm getting there. Um, so the day that I actually took that $200 loss on AMC, I literally had it back the exact same day because there's some really weird stuff going on behind the scenes with the market. It's so weird that everybody knew that hedge funds were taking a lot of losses with those GME and AMC trades. They were taking a lot of losses as the price went up, and then the rest of the market was going down, which was really good buying opportunity because if you look at it, the market has almost recovered all of their gains. But it's kind of weird how, I don't know, something was going on there. There's just too much. But here's the ex-dividend date. I have E-Trade allows you to put this as an option whenever you it's around here somewhere. You can edit this view, this little view that I have right here, and add. Oh, here, like there it is. It's like customize. You can add just tons of stuff. This is everything you can actually add. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. Ex-dividend date or dividend payday, dividend yield percent, ex-dividend date. These are ones that I have checked. You can average a ton of these. I might try and figure out what estimated annual income is. This will probably actually show me how much I'm making from a stock over a year in terms of dividend. I believe that's what this is. But there's tons of stuff. Days gain, money or days gain percent. There's a lot of stuff. That's why I like E-Trade. So the reason why I rewarded E-Trade. The reason why I rewarded E-Trade and I did a little Roth IRA. I added a tab here too, by the way, that basically covers my Roth IRA. The reason why I did that, first of all, is tax advantaged. So any profits I make in there on dividends and whatnot aren't taxed. So that's nice. So that's really nice. It's also something that once I invest my money there, I'm not going to trade in and out of different positions. So if I see a recession on the way in my portfolio account, yeah, I'm probably going to dump out of XOM. That's just how this works because everybody stops driving everywhere. So XOM starts to suffer. Or if all of a sudden everybody in the world starts driving electric vehicles, yeah, I'm probably going to jump out of this. So that kind of stock won't end up in my Roth IRA because Roth IRA is kind of that thing where you're like, okay, do I think this company is going to be here in 30 years? And do I think it's still going to be profitable and that kind of stuff? So that's kind of like a 30-year bet that I make. Actually, a 25-year bet because of what my age is. But that's one of those ones where you kind of, that's one of those sit it and forget it ones. It's kind of like a mini 401k, except for it's easier to trade and move money around. This is a post-tax one too, by the way. So this is not coming directly. This is the reason it's a Roth. This is not coming directly out of my checks pre-tax. This is basically post-tax that goes in here, and in any profits that it makes, those are the profits, the capital gains. That's what gets taxed. So like dividends, that kind of stuff. That doesn't get taxed. Sorry about that. So that's kind of what I've been up to today. I've made all my money back. I mean, easily from that little AMC loss I took on the second. So this is kind of how the portfolio is set up right now. See by the next time we chat. You'll see that I have some things paying out here recently. And this is one that I recently got into. This is basically what it looks like for February. And then this is my March payouts. March is going to be the ones where it's just kind of like these different jumps and whatnot. Will I do any more meme stocks? No. There's no way. Not for the moment. It's just too much. too much drama. Like Wall Street's bets is just kind of weird right now. It's going to be weird for a long time. I think. I think that forum's been ruined, if you ask me. It used to be a place you would go to. You would kind of see the dangers of this type of investing, that type of investing that they do. So you would have people that would just have these huge gains or they would just have huge losses. And then if you went in there with this kind of portfolio that I have right here, you would get laughed and probably banned. Like these guys that are saying hold the line, a lot of these people that say hold would have gotten banned. And the reason why I know that a lot of the Wall Street bets people got out of there, and it's mostly new people that are in this stock, and I can tell you why. If I go to GME and I go to the options page on E-Trade, okay, here's all the short interest that's still going on. The short interest is probably actually up. So these are guys that are short the stock, okay? And this is strike price. So if you're, depending on what side of this bet you're on. So if you look at some things that are going on here, this is really weird. This looks very different than it did about a week and a half ago. And this tells me that while people are telling you to hold the line, i.e. the bag holder, like look what's going on. Like some of these guys are getting out of their positions. Like this is the call, right? So this is if you think the stock is going to go up. Look at all the people that are getting out of this stock. Like some of these have zero positions left in them. Like there's just no interest whatsoever this entire week. But if you go on this side, look at all this. These guys all got out of the stock. They all got out of these positions. And the way that I know they got out of all these positions is because of this right here. This tells me that they got out and sold the contract to somebody who, they sold the contracts. Like you can tell people were getting out of their positions. So why would you hold it? Like, and as you can see, people are getting destroyed in the stock right now. The only person that hasn't sold is probably the dude, Deep Value, and he's probably somewhere up here. Like, he brought it when it was like $1 or something, or so he's up here. But I don't even think the SEC is going to end up letting him because they have the Massachusetts regulator looking at that guy, even though he did nothing wrong. Like they're destroying that guy's character. Like this is so beyond shady. What's going on with GMA? And I'm just not that kind of trader. But like they're telling people to hold the stock. But if I look all up here, like this just looks not correct to me. Like something looks really off. Like people are getting out of their positions as they see the stock going lower. These guys are getting out of their positions. So either they're being forced out of their positions by their brokers, like Robinhood and them, that forced them out of their positions when their account dropped, when the price dropped more than 50%. They got margin called. So they got literally forced out of their positions, which is entirely possible. Like, that's what I really think happened. Like, they were telling you to hold the line, but I mean, if you see it drop from 330 down to 247, these guys are getting out of their positions. And they're making a very large amount of money, but there's still some people that are telling you to hold the line. Like, I can't, when I see that kind of shadiness right here, like, that tells me that somebody was telling you to hold the bag. Like, oh, you just hold the bag while I get out. Like, and they're clearly getting out of those positions. I wish it wasn't like that, but that's Wall Street. And the one thing I was telling you in this chart over here, like what did people think was going to happen? Did everybody think, oh, well, we're just going to, as soon as Deep Value sells, we're all going to sell? That's not how this works. By the time that guy is sold, the algorithms and whatnot have triggered so many trades to sell. Like you're just not going to catch it. So if you got in down here and you made a $900,000 or $10,000% return, just sell. I'm like, I know these guys are trying to start a movement, but I mean, if you're trying to screw the hedge funds, you did a really bad job of it. Or you did, but they lost all their money. But those guys didn't have to sell. They got a loan to cover their, like when they got a margin call, Citadel was like, hey, here's just another $1 billion because we know you're going to make it back because you can hold longer than they can. You can't just call up your bank and be like, hey, give me $1 billion so I can cover my margin call. Like, and then also while they're telling you to hold, they're all selling. So I just don't like it. I can't. Time passes especially when I had AMC, which really wasn't that risky of a trade. When you're just having to watch it constantly at 7, 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, and then all of a sudden you realize like time's just flying by. No, there's no way. I'm not staying in that position, especially when I made a 400% return. I got out of it. So I don't know. Um, I did post on Twitter. I was selling my AMC shares, and I had one guy who was like, "No, don't do that, don't do that." And I was like, "Dude, I was like, I have to do. I got repairs around my house, so I don't know. Like, I got bigger priorities in my life." Um, so feel free to comment in the comment section below. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure what people were expecting. Hey, maybe GME and AMC go back up to the moon, but I don't know. It just seems if the when the hedge fund started to feel pain, the rest of the market started to feel pain, and then every single broker all at the exact same time, especially Robinhood went over they crossed the line because even when the reason why I rewarded E-Trade is I was still able to log on here and buy AMC shares. I could buy as many AMC shares if I felt like. Even like E-Trade never did that thing that Robinhood did. Like they never said, "Oh, you can't buy shares because we say you can't buy shares." It's just they didn't do that. Like it was the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. Did they raise the margin percent? Did they say, "Hey, you have to put up more margin if if you're gonna borrow money from us to put money on this stock right here, this casino? Do you need to put up more margin?" Yeah, which is what they're perfectly allowed to do. Did they say there's no more buy button like Robinhood did? That's ridiculous. And Robinhood should be shut down for that. If you have money with Robinhood, get it out. I'm not a financial advisor, but for my God, don't have your money with Robinhood if they're going to do that. That was clearly a liquidity issue. There's clearly something. I hope I hope they subpoena them. I hope the regulators go after them. I hope everybody goes after them because Robinhood trying to blame the intermediaries, the clearinghouses, but no other broker like you even had some international brokers like the little app, free app things going on in like Australia who were saying weird stuff like the same thing that Robinhood was saying. Get out of those things, man. The way they make their money is shady. Like they sell your information basically, your information to the companies that you were literally talking about betting against. They knew what y'all were going to do before y'all even did it. So they had the trades executed ready to go. And as soon as the stock volume brought, they got out of those positions. That's nothing for them because they know they're going to make it back once you get your position destroyed. Like that whole thing is shady. I wish the SEC would just go to town on them, but when I don't see the SEC putting out statements saying that they're monitoring the situation, I'm out of that stock. There's no way I'm staying in that. If you want to bag hold that thing down all the way down to $2, more power to you. But when you don't see the SEC stepping up saying, okay, hey guys, we're going to watch this. When you see the SEC talking about how they're going to go to Wall Street Bets and monitor post there, good luck with that. Like, that's ridiculous. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents, and I'm not going to bring up AMC GME anymore because I'm so tired of it. But this is my little dividend portfolio. So, like I said, let me know in the comment section what you think. If you have any questions, I'll answer whatever you got. And then, yeah, these are just, forgot to show the IRA. Where's the IRA at? Let me go to my IRA. There you go. Just, this is just another source of tax-free income. So, threw some more money in here today. So like AT&T, Coke, this is a municipal bond, and this is that one right here. It pays out dividends and whatnot. So I'm gonna try and build up positions in here, and then whenever I do my videos, I'll show both. E-Trade is nice that they put everything on one screen for you. So I have this total, and then I have the combined total right here, and then also the combined days gain, so that I can actually break them out. This is a number that's actually going to go in the video. But like I said, let me know if you have any questions. I do suggest if you have a broker that you trust, like Schwab, that kind of thing, do a Roth IRA. The way I've looked into them, they're actually pretty nice. It's just a tax-free place I have money going into. Capital gains aren't taxed. You have to go look into them though and see which one's right for you. Do you want a traditional, like a pre-tax thing, or like a deduction from your check? I don't know. The only thing I know is that I saw Roth IRA. I saw it. I read about it. I liked it, and there you go. I know it has a contribution limit and all that stuff. You can go look up that, but I like it. So we'll see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'll close it, and then just put the money back up here. But just another source of income. So we'll just see how it goes. Well, I do thank you very much, and y'all have a nice day.